Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum, brothers and sisters. Our new session to continue the alphabet and learn the Arabic language from Quraan Al-Kareem, inshallah. The previous session we ended with Jim, Ha, Kha, Dal, Dal. So until now we have Alif, Ba, Ta, Tha, Jim, Ha, Kha, Dal, and Dal. Today we are completing 6 new letters, inshallah, and they are so simple because they are basically 3 pairs. So Dal, we have Ra, from like Ra, like an arc. The difference between Dal and Ra and Zai is that Dal and Dal has sharp corner or sharp angle. Ra is like an R, like an arc. Zai, exactly the same. So this and this are exactly the same as we are saying here. They are exactly the same in writing. Yeah. Here we have these 3. They are exactly the same draw. Ba, Ta, Tha, exactly the same, but the difference is the dots. Same here. Ra as in R, and Zai, or some people they say Zain, so Zai, which is the Z, Z. So this is the R, and this is the Z, Zai. As I said, the difference is only the dot on top of the Zai. Then we have the Sheen, which is like an S. Just notice this. This is a Sheen. So it has 3 lips, 1, 2, the third with its arc. And then exactly the same, but it has 3 dots on top of it, or as we mentioned before, the power symbol. So this, or 3 dots, same as we mentioned before also about the Tha. Tha has 3 dots or just a power sign. Sin, Sheen, and then we have Sad, Dhad. I'm going to put it in another row after finishing this. So Sad, and then Dhad. Exactly the same drawing, Sad and Dhad, but it has a dot on top of it. Obviously, English doesn't have Sad and Dhad, these 2 letters. So English speakers, it's difficult for them to pronounce these 2, but it's not impossible. We need just to train, as we will see in other type of letters as well. It's like we say Kha and Ha, Sad and Dad. So Sin is the S, Sin is the S, exactly the same as you use your teeth to take out the letter S. Seen. So when we say Bismillah, this is the ba. As we learned before, we learned that ba and the first of the word is like that. Then Bismillah, we will learn now how to write Seen in the middle. It will be like that. So it loses this bend. And then Mim, which is the M, I say Mim, which is the M, is going to be like that. Bism. Or it could be like that. Bism. The word originally name, so the name, what I'm going to write now is not included in the session today, but just like additional thing. So name in Arabic is ism. So alif, Seen, the first of the word Seen is like that. It's not connected with alif because alif doesn't accept connection after it. And then Mim, ism. This is ism, his name. So we say before reading the Quran, the surah. So at the first of every surah, not before reading the Quran, sorry, so I will fix it. So at the first of every surah we will have to say Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Not when we read Quran. When we read Quran we will have to say A'udhu Billahi Minash Shaitanir Rajim, for the order of God. So if we are going to read from the middle of the surah, we shouldn't say Bismillah Rahman Rahim. We should say A'udhu Billahi Minash Shaitanir Rajim. So ism is the name, and we say Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Bi. So the B here is a proposition. So you put the B in front of ism, bism. But you will see it on Quran without this alif mawsula because we don't pronounce it. So it was written in the Quran like that. Ba, Seen, Mim, Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. So bi-ism. Yeah? But you will see it like that on Quran. So let's take the Quran and let's see that the first thing in Quran, at least in this riwayah, you'll see that bism. My camera is a little bit, I need to get something more professional, to be honest. Sorry for that. So bism, ba, sin, mim, Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Obviously same as front of Alfateha, starting Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Ba, sin, mim, bism. Stretching the scene like that, it's like a style only, not necessary. It's just like this is style. This is a part of the art. So if we will go to Surah the end of Surah Al-Baqarah, Surah Al-Imran, we'll see the same. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Surah Al-Imran, and same as any other surah, starting by Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Yeah. Right. So the scene is the S, the one that you will use it in every time you will eat, every time you start anything, drink, and read a surah. Now Sad, a lot of non-Arabic speaker, they would say is same. So if someone, let's say his name is Sadiq, that's a name starting with the letter Sad. If you will write it in English, obviously it's going to be Sadiq, let's say like that. So it's an S because English doesn't have Sad. And a lot of non-Arabic speakers, they wouldn't recognize the difference between Sin and Sad. So saying S and S, is a little bit of difference. And this is the reason why is because S it just goes in between the summit of the tongue. So I will draw the tongue. So this is the tongue, and here are the teeth. So S go from this side. S. So if you say S now, you will see that it's going from here, where Sad is going from everywhere around this, from the whole tooth here. So the air is going Sad. Is going from everywhere. Sin is going only from the front. So the difference is literally nothing. We will talk about the anatomy of every letter later on, when we will learn how to say the letters. So Sad, from the air is going to be going from around the tongue through the teeth, but S, when you say S, is only from the front. S. So that's also there is a movement on the cheeks that you'll have to do to close the air when you say S, so the air will go only from the front. And the Sad is, so you open your mouth wider to allow the air to go from the sides as well. So again, so I will write here the letters of today's session. So we are taking Ra, Zay, same as Ra with dot on top of it, Sin, and Sheen. Sheen obviously is the SH, yeah? Ra, Zay, Sin, Sheen, Sad, which is the one that we were describing here, Dhad. I've seen some people, they use the English letters as D and H together, like in Riyadh, the capital of the Saudi Kingdom. So Riyadh, I've seen it like that. So Dhad. And once I read that this letter only Arabic has Dhad, that's why we call Arabic Lughatul Dhad, the language of Dhad, because it's just for Arabic language, this letter. There is no other language, and I am not 100% sure about this information, to be honest. But yes, the Arabic language, it has a name as a Dhad. So when you say I speak the Dhad, Lughatul Dhad, or Lisan al-Dhad, Dhad tongue. When I say I have the Dhad tongue, means that I am Arabic speaker. Dhad. So also this is like a strong D. D. So if I will describe also the difference between D and Dhad, D and D, I would say the same difference between S and S. Between S and S, the Sad. Between S and S, like that. So D is only use the top of the tongue, and Dhad uses the air all around. Dhah. So you have to fill the mouth with air and then just release it at once. Dhah. And stronger letter. So I believe for today is enough. It's going to be 6. I was thinking to give more. Ra, Sin, Sheen, Sad, Dad, Ain and Ghain. Ain and Ghain. I believe that is going to be too much for one session, because Ain and Ghain also 2 letters, they are not included in English alphabet, so we are going to postpone them for the next session, inshallah. Now we are going to talk about how we write every letter of these in the first of the word, the middle and the end, and how are they going to be free. So free, obviously, as we write them now, like that. So this is let's talk about Ra first. So Ra free is like that, or Ra. So you have to say Ra, for Ra, Ra. So we know this, yeah? We talk about this in the first session. Hamza, this Hamza, Ra. This is as a free, and Ra is one of the letters that doesn't accept connection after it. So it could be connected before. So if there is any letter before it, it can be connected, but after it, no. Same as Alif. Same as Dal and Dal. So, and the first of the word is going to be as if it's free. So if I have a word, let's say Rasul, Rasul the Prophet, or Rasul messenger, sorry. So Ra, Sin, Wow, and then Lam. Don't look a lot at Wow and Lam, we didn't reach it, but just look here. Rasul, Ras. So Ra is not connected with the Sin, because Ra, one of the letters that doesn't accept connection after it. Yeah. Now in the middle, how we write Ra in the middle. In the middle, obviously it has lib front of it. Depends on the font kind. It could have, Ra could have just like that, the connection, so it has a lib before it, or it could have a lib like that. So this is the letter and the lib here, so you allow a lib for the Ra like that. So it depends on the font type, so you can write, let's take a word from Quran. And precisely maybe from Alfateha, easier to see if there is examples. So Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. Look at Ra here. The first of the word Rabb, which is God, is not connected with Ba. Rabb, Rabb. And then Ar-Rahman. Look how it's connected to the L. So this is Lam, L, Al-Rahman. Yeah, Al-Rahman. So in the middle is the Ra here, and Ar-Rahman comes after L, and L is one of the letters that accept connection after it. So there will be like the hyphen, the connection hyphen between the letters. And the type of the font, you can see that the Ra has a lip a little bit to the top, going up. So I will write now Al-Rahman and another type, as I just mentioned before. So Al-Rahman, as we saw in this nuskha of Al-Mushaf, is Al, so it has a little bit like that, Ar-Rahman. Has a lip, the Ra, but it can be written like that, Al-Rahman, without a lip. Depends. So you will see it like that, and you would see it like that. Even Qur'an, some Qur'ans, a different type of font, but this is the most common one. But you would have a Qur'an written like that. So even someone could write like that. So you will see this. Don't just ignore this here. So you will see the lip here, and you would see someone just write it like that. Handwriting with the pen and paper must come on. You will see it like this. And the reason that I am giving you the options, so you, if you will see someone with right handed, you will know what you are looking at. And these rules applies exactly the same with Zay. Yeah, we will talk about them as well, but for now we are talking about Ra. Now you will tell me this one, Ra connected in the middle of the word, but sometimes we might have it in the middle of the word but not connected as a free. Why? 5 seconds to think why. Because sometimes it could come in the middle of the word, but the letter before it doesn't accept connection with anything after it. Example: أعوذ. No, sorry, it's not أعوذ. Let me just have a look at the Quran. Surah. So if I will write Surah, look at the word Surah. Sheen, Wow. Wow is one of the letters that doesn't accept anything after it. Same applies, exactly the same as Ra. So Wow is like that, free, and Ra like that. We will talk about this inshallah, not the next one, but the one after. So Su, and then Ta marbuta. Surah. Look at Ra here. Ra here is in the middle of the word, but it's free. Ra obviously doesn't accept anything under it, so it's after it, sorry, so it's not connected. You can see it's free. And Wow doesn't accept anything after it to be connected, that's why you see the Ra is free. So it depends on what comes before it. So Ra also in the middle of the word could be free, as you see it like in the original shape, or could be connected with the letter before it. So if I put Sin and Ra together, it will be like that. Sin Ra. Sir. So if I say Sir, this Sir means secret. Sir is secret, or could be an order shape of the verb walk. So if I'm asking you to walk, I will tell you Sir, to walk, in order. This is order, or the shape of the verb. walk. I'll tell you walk. Just sir or secret. I'll tell you sir. I'll tell you sir. سأقول لك سرا. I'll tell you a sir. Yeah? All clear for ra now. At the end of the word, obviously exactly the same as it's in the middle. Sometimes will be connected like the word sir. This is the end of the word, sir, and sometimes is going to be free, not connected, because if the word has the letter before ra doesn't accept, like the word zir, for example. So zir, so if I put zin, zain, zai and ra as one word, this is one word. This is zir is the button to press. So اكبس زر, اضغط زر, to push a button, push the zir, zir, or the button of the shirt, zir. Obviously كسرة والسكون, zir. Or if I will tell you zir, don't a lot focus on the meanings now, just focus on the letter, but this is just like additional time. So if I would say zur with dhamma, it's also a different meaning, is to visit. Zur, zur, I'm asking you, this is the order as well, order shape of the verb. I'm asking you to zur. Zur your friend, he is sick. Zur, to visit him. Right, so now we will talk again about this with the zai. So zai alone is free as ra, and the first of the word obviously same as the original shape because it's not accepting anything after it, and obviously it's the first word, like this word zir, zir. And I will take another word from the letters that we have. For example, if we take zai with alif and then d, is going to be zada, zada, zada is to add. Someone added something. So this is obviously zada is the past tense of to add. So he added, he zada, he added something to something. Zada, to add or added. In the middle of the word, we mentioned that has two forms. It could be the free, as in here, or could be connected to something before it. That depends on the letter that comes before it. Let's say the word wizard. So, or not. Let's not use the wow because we didn't arrive to it. So ha, we will take ha, or jim first, then zai, and then ra. It's going to be jazar. Look at that. So we took the jim before, zai, and then ra. This is in the middle, connected, because jim can be connected with something after it. Jazar, this is carrot. Jazar, or could be juzur, same word, but if you put dhamma here, not fatha, juzur is going to be islands. islands, plural. So with Fatha, Jazzar is carrot, and Juzur is islands with an S. And at the end, obviously, if Zai will come at the end of the word, is going to be exactly the same rule as if it's in the middle, and it is sometimes connected and sometimes free. For example, Ruz, if we make this opposite, flip the letters, so Rah first and then Zai second, excuse me, so this is rice. This is rice. Ruz. Dhamma, Ru, Sukun. Ruz. This is rice. Ra doesn't accept anything behind it, so the Zai here at the end of the word, and it's free shape. The other example is to be connected at the end of the word. For example, is Jaz, Jim, and then Zai. Jaz. Jaz. Again, Jaz, and also one more type is with the lip. Jaz. Jaz is to trim. This is to trim. Jazza. Jazza al-ashub, for example. Trim the grass, for example. They use jazza. Yes. So we finish with Zai. Now we will talk about Seen. Seen is the S. And how it will be written down in the first of the word. It will lose this dot. This one will be lost. Like as we mentioned here, Sir. Sir. Seen and then Ra. Sir. That's how it look like in the first, because Seen can be connected with something behind it. In the middle, Seen obviously can be connected with something before it. So Seen in the middle, like the example that we just mentioned here, Bism. Bism. We'll write it again. So Ba, Seen, and then Mim. Ism. Look at Seen in the middle of the word, connected from both sides. So you just put something here, and it will lose this arc together. Seen. At the end of the word, it will keep this arc, and it will be connected only with the lip like that. For example, let's see if we have anything from the Qur'an Kareem and then with an S connected. Shams, sun. So the sun is Shams. So Sheen, then Mim, then Seen. Sorry. That's at the end, connected with something before it. Also, sometimes could be at the end 3 if the letter before it comes of the type that doesn't accept anything connected behind it. Like if we will make the word shams plural, it will be shumus. Sheen, meme, wow, and then an S. So this is suns. Shumus. Wow doesn't accept anything to be connected with it from the behind it. That's why seen is going to be not connected. So it's going to be as the free shape, shumus. If we will put ra, this is our letter, or zayn. So if I put ra with an S as a word, ras, ashab al-ras, this is a word in Quran, or I will put this like that. It's going to be also the same situation as shumus, because ra and zayn doesn't accept anything behind it. Same as dal and dhal. Dal, this or this. Dal doesn't accept anything behind it. Dhal doesn't accept the connection behind it. So seen in this case is going to be at the end of the word, free shape. Sheen, exactly the same seen, but with 3 dots on top of it. So it's seen with 3 dots is going to be sheen. The same shape if we'll do this. And the interesting thing about these two letters that they have a totally different shape with some other type of fonts, and they are like that. Seen, sheen, or sheen. I forgot to talk about this, and this with the seen. So seen, it could be just a line. Yeah, I will repeat now this idea. So seen and sheen. They can be written like that. Sheen, seen and sheen. Or like that. 3 dots. Or could be just like that. Without this lid here. Seen. Yeah. In the middle, we have our example in the middle. Bism. So you can write bism like that. Ba, sin, and then mim. See here, this long bism. That's why if you have stretch bism like that, it's not to affect the letter. Here is bism stretched like that. So this stretching is not affecting the letter Y, because it's seen. No one will think, because if you are writing in a font that takes the scene this shape, it's impossible to use the same font to do scene. So no one will think these are 2 scenes. So it's a stretch S or such scene. But if you have, for example, let's say bet, this is just like a virtual word. Ba and ta, bet. If I'm going to stretch the gap between them like that, bet, here like that, I am going to read it best, because this doesn't make any sense, the stretching between ba and ta like that. So this is seen for me. Yeah, so stretching the s is fine because it's going to be read as an s. Yep, hopefully it is clear. Sheen, same. So if I'm going to say yashum, so, or bashim, I'll say ba, sheen, and then meme. Bashim or bishim doesn't have any meaning now. I'm not talking about meaning, I'm talking about the letter. It could be like that. Ba, sheen, and meme. Bashim. So if you will see this long letter like that with 3 dots, this is sheen. And if you will see it like that, this is sheen. And if you will see a long letter like that, just like long line between letters, so remember that this is seen in some types of fonts in Arabic. Originally has to be with tooth, 3. Seen and sheen has exactly the same rules in terms of writing freely from first of the word. So freely, first of the word, shams, and other words. So shams, meme, this is meme, which is the M, and then seen, shams, sun. We mentioned this here before. Shams, sun. Sheen in the first, seen in the first. If I will say the day is sunny, I will say mushmis. Meme, then sheen, then meme, then seen. Mushmis. Mu, sukun, mush, I stop, mush. So dhamma, mu, not ma, fatha. Mush, miss. So meme with kasra, me. Mush, miss. And I stop this. I'm not saying sa, or su, or si. I'm saying miss. So mush, miss. Look at this. Sheen in the middle, taken connection with the first letter before it, and meme also after it, and then the S at the end connected to the M. Mushmis. Or apricot. If you apricot is mush. Mush. So dhamma, sukun, mush. Apricot. The fruit, apricot. Mushmis, sunny. Yep. Hope it's clear. Now Sad and Dhad. Sad and Dhad. Exactly the same drawing. Sad and Dhad. And here you have to pay attention for something. Actually, I made a mistake here when I was talking about Ain Ghain. So after Sad, Dhad, there is Thah, Dhah, then Ain Ghain. So we might talk about these two today. Sad, Dhad. Sad, there is a whole surah called Sad. The name of it is Sad, the letter, just the letter Sad. Sad. Open. You will see it. See in the index. صاد. Page 453. Surah Sad. Look at this. Surah Sad. It's just the letter Sad. And it starts here. Sad. So it's just written here the letter only, but we read it Sad. Obviously, Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. صاد والقرآن ذي الذكر. صاد. This is a whole surah called Sad. There is another surah called Qaf, which is another letter called Qaf. Now we are not going to talk about Qaf, we are talking about Sad. Sad, also, this is the free shape, is like an S, but there is something really important here. Look at it, which is keeping this lip when you connect it. So in the first of the word, please focus here, and also guys, please, when I start, bring pen and paper and write what I am writing. Try your best to do the same. So in the first of the word, Sad is taken connection behind it, like Sheen. But when you will write it, you remove this bend, but you will keep this lip. So let's say I'm going to put behind the alif Sa, and then for example B, Ba, Sab. So it's difference of Ha, Jim, Ha, Kha by the way that we bend it, because Ha has to be like that. So there is here sharp corner here for Ha, Jim, Ha, Kha, Jim, Ha, Kha. Sad has first the bend is like that. Second, it has the lip. Jim, Ha, Kha, they don't have the lip behind them. Remember this, Sad and Dhad, when they are in the first of the word or in the middle of the word, connected with other letters, they keep this lip. Yeah? Sa. If I will put, for example, Ra behind Sarra, I don't do this. Look, I don't do Sarra. This is not Sad. I will have to put the lip Sa and then the Ra. It will keep this. So Sarra, or Sar with the lip of the Ra. So this is Sarra. Sarra. Why I'm saying Sarra? Because Sarra means to, it's a verb to tie something with a Shadh here, to make the Ra twice. We talked about this before. So this is the first of the word. Now, does Sad and Dhad take connection before? And then the answer is yes. So we have a really important word in Alfateha. Sirat. صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم is not with Sheen, is not so open it in Alfateha. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. اهدنا الصراط. صراط. This is not seen, is not sirata. Some people, unfortunately, they said sirata, but it's not sirata. It has to be sirata with an s, not with an s. S is stronger and going from the around the mouth. Sirata, sirata. Al-mustaqim, sirata. Look at it in the first here, and at the first word sirata, and in the middle here the alif lam, like this alif lam, this is like the identifying. So as-sirata, look at it, it's exactly the same, but we have just the lip of connection, and it is keeping, if you notice, it's keeping the lip. Sad and Dhad, same, yeah? And the Dhad in the middle here, we have al-maghdub. Look at this, is still in the middle of the word and still keeping the lip. So Sad having the lip and Dhad has the lip. Maghdub. And here also we have ad-dallin. It's really important to fill the mouth with saying, when we say d, غير المغضوب ولا الضالين. So we need to prevent pronouncing Dhad as in D, maghdubi. We don't say maghdubi, maghdubi. I'm going to do later on sessions to pronounce the letters, these special letters like Sad, Ha, اهدنا الصراط, and Thah, and Dhad, yeah, Ghain. And now let's focus on Sad. It's keeping the lip, and Dhad is keeping the lip. And just to focus on that, Sad is not seen. We don't say Sirata. A lot of even educated Arab Muslims, they read Al-Fatiha Sirata, some of them, yeah? So this is wrong. It has to be Sirata. There's another note, we are going to talk about it later, about Maghdubi. Some people, they say Maghdubi, which is not correct as well. Yep. So Sirata, keeping the lip, Sirata, and al-Sirata. Look at alif lam, then as-Sirata. So to connect Sad from behind it is just little lip, and before it is just so easy, so easy. Obviously Arabic doesn't have another type of writing. It has to be cursive, let's say, like connected always. English, for example, my name is Ala, I can write it like that, or it could be like, I'm not good at writing cursive, but you can have it separate or connected. But Arabic, no, Arabic is just one way of writing. It doesn't have, we don't have disconnected letters. And obviously when we say we, is like we, the learners, we, me and you, we all are learning. So when I say we agree, we talked about this, it's not only me, I'm trying to make myself really respectful. No, I'm talking about we learn together, me and you all, everyone is watching this video. Right, now Dhad, exactly the same rules as Sad, exactly. The only difference is dot on top of it. And in terms of the pronunciation, is totally different. Sad, Dhad. Yep. So 3 at the first, we don't forget that it keeps, look, the keeps this lip. Now I finish, but if I didn't put this lip here, I didn't finish writing Dhad, same as so. So if I will put, for example, ba in the middle of the word, and then alif, and then ba, dabab. Look at this. Now this belongs to Dhad. This belongs to, and this is the letter ba, B. Important, really important, totally different. So here Dhad finish, here Sad finish. So after finishing this lip is a part of the letter, and this lip is a part of dabab. This is fog. Dabab, dabab, dabab. Now in the middle we had al-maghdubi or ad-dallin is here. Look, lip, al-dallin. Don't look here, so you will be confused now. We didn't reach ya, noon, lam. So here Dhad in the middle, connected with just a little bit of connection lip here, and connection lip here with the alif, and here's the lam, ad-dallin. Yeah, dallin is misguided. May Allah exclude us from them. Ad-dallin. Dallin. At the end, now we'll talk about at the end, Sad and Dhad. So we said Sheen keeping the arch, and Sad will keep the arch. Dhad exactly the same. I need a word ends with the letter Sad or Dhad. Bismillah. If I didn't find, I will just write any word from the letters that we already passed through, and I believe that's better to prevent the letters that we didn't learn yet. Right, so I'm going to say ba, ra, Sad. Ra is not connected with anything behind it, so Sad here is the free shape. Ba, ra, baras, al-baras. And we have Dhad, Mim, Ra, and then Dhad, Marad. Look at Ra is not connected with Dhad, so Dhad is in a free shape. Now example of having Sad at the end of the word but connected, I would say Subhanallah, like I'm not remembering now any word. For example, khassa, like to be like special or something. Ikhtassa. So kha and then sad. So it's also keeping this arch at the end, but just a small here line to connect with. Now if you tell me why I'm not doing the lip here, because basically it is in the part of this arch. And here adda, for example, to bite, ayn, and then dad. It's just same exactly, but just put little line here. So this is dad. I will connect it with something here. I will just put a line here. That's it. So now we know how it's in the middle, we know how it's in the first, we know how it's at the end, if it's connected or not connected. So not connected, connected, like adda. That's everything about the letters that we took today. So they are Ra, Zay, Sin or Sin, Sheen or Sheen, Sad, Dhad, and we have Thah and Dhah. Thah and Dhah. Actually, let's talk about Thah and Dhah. We have time. It's going to be like 5 or 10 minutes maximum for Thah and Dhah. Thah, we have a surah called Thah, 2 letters. So we said we have a surah called Sad, and we have a surah called Qaf. Qaf is a letter Qaf, and we have a surah called 2 letters, Thah. So Thah. These are 2 letters, Thah. So let's forget about ha now and talk about Thah and Dhah. Now, by the shape of the letter, of the body of the letter itself, is exactly the same as Sad. Thah is like say like T, like T, but so strong and full, and doesn't come from the summit of the tongue. So this is the tongue, and here are the teeth. So when you say T, you put the tongue, only the summit of the tongue with the teeth here to make T. But Thah, you will have to put all the roof, all the tongue, you stick it, Thah, all of it on the roof of your mouth, all of it here, Thah, and then the air will go also from everywhere, Thah. Even sometimes if you say strong, your cheek is going to be full of air like balloons, Thah. Same as Dhah, but Thah. As I mentioned, I'm going to talk about the anatomy of the mouth for the letters. Dhah, exactly the same position of the tongue on the roof of the mouth, but you will have to take your tongue out as if you are saying Thah. So say Thah, but stick your tongue out, Dhah. So there will be some vibration when the air will come between the teeth and the mouth and the tongue. Dhah. So Thah, Dhah. Thah and Dhah, they don't have an arch, mean they don't have a lip when you connect it. Thah and Dhah, they have like an alif, like the alif, like the alif on top of it. They are exactly the same drawing, but the difference between Thah and Dhah is that Dhah has a dot on top of it. I know it's a little bit now confusing, but with the time and practicing, inshallah, it's going to be so easy. Don't worry, not difficult. It's just a matter of practicing. more you practice, more you look, more you repeat, and you will learn really fast, inshallah. Now, Tah and Dhah, they are the same as Sad and Dad in terms of the connection. They accept connection from before and after. So they are so good in terms of relationships. They are socializing people or letters. Now, Tah at the first of the word exactly the same as it's in the free shape, like that. If I will put ba, for example, this is طب, كسرة, طب, medicine, طب. If I say how it look like in the middle, I will just put L. So learn this L. Alif and Lam, this is the. الطب, the medicine, the medicine. Look at this. I didn't do anything, still the same shape. First and after. This is not the lip, this is the harf al-ba. This is not a lip for ta, this is ba, B. We remember the B. Yeah? Ba. Atab. At the end, let's say the word but. But, ba and ta. Look, ba, the first word, and then ta. But, this is duck. Wak wak. This is duck. Easy, and same exactly as Dhah. So if I would say Dhab, I put here Dhab, Fatha, Sukun. This is deer, Dhab, or one of the types of deer. If I put Al-Dhab, or afwan, is Dhabi, Al-Dhabi. So there's an E at the end here. Dhabi. You know the city Abu Dhabi? Abu Dhabi. Obviously English, you say Abu Dhabi as one word, but obviously it's two words in Arabic. The city, the capital of the Arab Emirates. So Abu alone, Dhabi alone, and Dhabi here is the deer. Abu is the father of. Yep. So we see at the first the word, at the middle of the word, same exactly as Tah and Sad and everything, just like some sort of like connection line before and connection line after. Sad and Dad, they have to keep the lip. Tah, Dhah, they don't have lip, but instead they have alif on top of them. Tah, Dhah. Dhil, for example, Dhil. You see there is no lip here. Dhil. This is shadow. Dhil. That's all about Tah, Dhah. Now in this case, until now we have learned, let me just write them here. We have now Alif, Ba, Ta, Tha, Jim, Ha, Kha, Dal, Dhal, Ra, Zay, Sin, Sheen, Sad, ضاد طه ظ. Inshallah, next session we will talk about عين غين فاء قاف كاف لام ميم نون هاء واو yeah. So 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 we can take عين غين فاء قاف كاف لام